Have you ever noticed how hard it's become to actually concentrate? You grab your phone just to check one message, and suddenly half an hour disappears. You sit down to study, but your thoughts start racing everywhere. You open your laptop to work, and 10 minutes later you're deep into random YouTube videos. If this happens to you, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It doesn't mean you have a disorder. It means you're human in a world designed to steal attention. Today we live surrounded by noise, notifications, music, headlines, reels, messages. Every single one is competing for a piece of your mind. Our focus is like water in a cracked bottle. No matter how much you pour in, it keeps leaking out. But here's the interesting part. Being alert to many things at once wasn't always bad. Thousands of years ago, humans survived by constantly scanning their environment. Any sound, any movement, any shadow could mean danger. That broken attention kept our ancestors alive. But today, that same habit is quietly destroying our productivity. Researchers from the University of California found that after one interruption, the brain needs around 23 minutes to fully return to deep focus. 23 minutes. Now imagine how many times a day you interrupt yourself. A notification, a message, a song change, a quick scroll. Your brain never really comes back. But what if you could train your mind to lock in, to ignore noise, to sink so deeply into one task that everything else fades away? That ability exists. And it's not some internet trend. It comes from ancient Japanese Zen practice. It's called Ichigyo-Zammai. Ichigyo-Zammai means doing one thing at a time with complete presence. Not rushing. Not multitasking. Not half paying attention. Just you and the action, becoming one. Before we continue, thank you to everyone supporting this channel, liking, commenting, and sharing. You're part of the journey here. Now tell me in the comments, what distracts you the most right now? Your phone? Social media? Overthinking? Let's continue. Chapter 1. The story of Alex. Alex Carter was only 17 when he realized he was falling behind in life. He wasn't dumb. He understood physics. He liked programming. He could solve problems when he actually focused. But that was the issue. Alex couldn't stay focused. He'd open his textbook and 5 minutes later he was scrolling Instagram. He'd start a lesson and pause it to check sports scores. He'd plan his future instead of doing today's work. And Alex had a massive dream. He wanted to study at MIT, one of the toughest, smartest universities in the world. But his grades didn't match his ambition. While others were getting A's, Alex lived in the middle zone. A B sometimes. A C most of the time. Enough to survive, not enough to compete. His friends joked about it. MIT? Bro, you can't even finish homework without checking TikTok. They laughed. But Alex felt every joke like a cut. Even his parents noticed. You're capable, they told him. But you waste too much time. Alex knew they were right. The problem wasn't intelligence. It was access to his intelligence. Whenever Alex sat down to work, his mind escaped. He imagined graduation at MIT. His future job. People finally respecting him. But while his brain traveled, the book stayed closed. Until one afternoon, after failing another calculus test, Alex snapped. Not in anger, in honesty. Instead of giving up, he asked for help. Chapter 2. The teacher. The next day Alex went to see Mr. Sato, the calmest teacher in the school. Mr. Sato was Japanese, quiet, and never raised his voice. When he entered a room, the noise faded by itself. Alex knocked after class. Sir, can I talk to you? Mr. Sato smiled and gestured to a chair. What's on your mind? Alex exhaled. I want to improve, but I can't stay focused. I sit to study and my thoughts jump everywhere. Then nothing gets done. Mr. Sato stayed quiet for a moment. Then he asked, how many tabs do you keep open? Alex hesitated. Maybe 12. And your phone? Next to me. Notifications on. And while studying, are you already thinking about what's next? Alex froze. Yeah. Mr. Sato smiled gently. Because I used to be exactly like that. Alex looked surprised. You? Yes. When I was young, my grandfather taught me something that changed everything. He wrote 2 words on paper and slid it forward. Ichigyo-Zammai. Alex read it slowly. What does it mean? Mr. Sato replied. It means total immersion. When you work, you don't watch yourself work. You become the work. When you study, you are not Alex studying math. You are math itself. Alex frowned, trying to understand. So, just focus harder? Mr. Sato shook his head. Not harder. Deeper. One mind. One action. One moment. Mr. Sato noticed Alex's confusion and continued gently. Let me explain it differently. he said. Have you ever started playing a game and suddenly realized 3 hours were gone? Alex laughed. Yeah, all the time. Mr. Sato nodded. That's because you entered something called flow. You were so absorbed that time disappeared. Ichigyo-Zammai is learning how to enter that state on purpose, not just in games but in studying, working, living. A strange excitement ran through Alex. That actually makes sense, he said. But, is this real science or just philosophy? Mr. Sato smiled. Both. Today neuroscience calls it mindfulness and flow state. When you practice focused attention, your brain physically changes. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making and attention, becomes stronger. He opened a drawer and pulled out several printed papers. These combine Zen principles with behavioral neuroscience. Read them. Try them. Then tell me what happens. Alex took the pages carefully. He didn't know why, but deep inside something felt different. Thank you, sir. Really? Mr. Sato placed a hand on his shoulder. You already have the ability, Alex. Now you just need to train your attention. Once you do, very little will be able to stop you. Chapter 3. Practicing Ichigyo-Zammai. That night, Alex barely slept. He stayed up reading every page Mr. Sato had given him. And with every paragraph, things became clearer. One article explained how the brain works. Every time you switch tasks, your mind burns energy just to reset. The more you jump around, the more you train yourself to be scattered. Another article mixed Ichigyo-Zammai with the Pomodoro method. Short blocks of deep focus followed by conscious rest. No phone during breaks. No scrolling. Just breathing, stretching, drinking water, being present. Another talked about environment design. If distractions exist, your brain will use them. So you remove them. Phone in another room. Notifications off. One tab open. One task only. Alex realized something powerful. Ichigyo-Zammai wasn't just doing one thing. It was becoming what you're doing. When you clean, you are cleaning. When you eat, you are eating. When you study, you are studying. Nothing else exists. Zen monks live by a simple idea. When I walk, I walk. When I eat, I eat. When I sleep, I sleep. It sounds obvious. But modern life teaches the opposite, doing everything halfway. When distraction shows up, and it always does, you don't get angry. You don't judge yourself. You simply notice, my mind wandered, and gently bring it back. No guilt. No pressure. Just return. That's when Alex understood something important. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't broken. He had simply never learned how attention works. And from that night on, he decided things would change. The ritual. The following Monday, Alex came home and did something new. He created a ritual. Phone into a drawer in another room. Notifications turned off. All tabs closed except one. He set a 25-minute timer. 3 slow breaths. And he began. The first 5 minutes were torture. His brain shouted, check your phone. Open YouTube. See if someone texted. But Alex remembered the rule. Don't fight. Observe. Oh, my mind wants to escape. And bring it back. He did that again. And again. And again. By the second session, the noise softened. By the third, something strange happened. Time disappeared. When the timer rang, Alex looked up in shock. 75 minutes had passed. And he had done more work than he normally did in a whole week. For the first time, he felt powerful. Not motivated, in control. The change. Alex kept the ritual every day. Same routine. Same silence. Same immersion. But he went further. When he ate, no videos. When he walked, he noticed sounds and movement. When he talked, he listened fully. He realized he had been living on autopilot. Now he was awake. His friends noticed. Bro, you disappeared. Everything okay? Alex smiled. Better than okay. I'm just focused on something bigger. They didn't understand. But Alex didn't need them to. For the first time, he was building instead of dreaming. The test. Then came the first math exam. Alex sat down. Looked at the page. Breathe. Ichigyo-Zammai. He wasn't Alex taking a test. He was the problem solving itself. A week later, the papers were returned. Alex stared. His first relay. Across the room, Mr. Sato met his eyes and smiled. Alex understood. This was only the beginning. Chapter 4. The climb. Over the next months, Alex stayed consistent. Ichigyo-Zammai every day. A in physics. A in chemistry. A in programming. His parents couldn't believe it. What happened to you? Alex laughed. I learned how to focus. But the lesson was deeper. Discipline wasn't willpower. It was systems, environment, routine, structure. He learned that distraction isn't the enemy, it's a signal. And when you work with your brain instead of against it, everything changes. At the end of the year, Alex applied to MIT. His friends still doubted him. MIT is brutal. Thousands get rejected. Alex smiled calmly. I know, but I'll give full attention to what's in front of me. The rest isn't mine to control. He applied the same philosophy to essays, exams, coding projects. One task, one mind, one moment. 6 months later, on a completely ordinary afternoon, Alex's life changed forever. He was sitting at his desk when a new email appeared. Subject line: Congratulations on your admission. Alex opened it. Dear Alex Carter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He read the sentence once, twice, 3 times. Then it hit him. Alex jumped from his chair and screamed, so loud that his parents rushed into the room. I did it. I got into MIT. His mother covered her mouth and burst into tears. His father pulled him into a tight hug. And Alex felt something deeper than excitement. Gratitude. Not just for the university, but for learning something far bigger than any degree. He had learned to control his attention. And anyone who controls their attention controls their life. Chapter 5. Beyond MIT. Getting into MIT felt unreal. But staying there was even harder. The workload, the pressure, the competition. It was a different universe. But Alex had an advantage. While other students fought distractions, anxiety, and procrastination, Alex had Ichigyo-Zammai. Every study session followed the same ritual. Clean desk, phone away, 3 slow breaths, total immersion. He used it in coding, in algorithms, in group projects, and soon professors noticed. Alex, your focus is rare. You don't miss details. Because Alex understood something simple: talent helps. But attention multiplies talent. During college, Alex wasn't the flashiest student, but he was the most consistent. And consistency beats chaotic genius over time. He graduated with honors. Soon after, he landed a junior programmer role at a tech company. He could have relaxed. He could have said, I made it. But Alex knew better. There is no finish line, only the next step. So he kept practicing Ichigyo-Zammai at work. Every line of code written with care. Every meeting fully present. Every project deeply focused. 2 years later, he became full stack. 3 years later, senior developer. By 28, he was leading a team. His coworkers asked him, Alex, what's your secret? Alex always smiled. I'm not smarter. I just removed distractions and gave full attention to one thing at a time. Chapter 6. The science behind it. Now you might be thinking, nice story, but does this really work? Let's talk facts. Neuroscience shows that regular mindfulness practice, exactly what Ichigyo-Zammai is, physically reshapes the brain. Research from Harvard has shown that focused attention increases gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for planning, impulse control, and concentration. In simple words, your brain gets stronger at focusing. Studies from Stanford also show that training attention reduces activity in the default mode network, the part of the brain responsible for mind-wandering, overthinking, and distraction. So when you practice Ichigyo-Zammai, you're literally quieting the noise center of your brain. Neuroplasticity experts explain it like this: when you repeatedly bring attention back, you're not just practicing a habit, you're building neural highways where before there were dirt paths. Every return to focus is a workout. Just like muscles grow under resistance, attention grows under training. That's why the Pomodoro method mixed with deep presence works so well for programmers, writers, and creators. Remove distractions. Work in blocks. Return attention gently. You're training your brain like a gym. More than productivity, but here's the part most people miss. Ichigyo-Zammai isn't only about getting more done. It's about living better. Think about it. How many meals do you forget the taste of? How many movies do you half-watch while scrolling? How many conversations happen while your mind is somewhere else? We're alive, but not present. Ichigyo-Zammai wakes you up. When you're present, food tastes richer. Conversations feel deeper. Moments feel real. It's like stepping out of autopilot and finally seeing life clearly. That's why mindfulness research also shows higher happiness and life satisfaction. Not because people get more things, but because they actually experience what they already have. Where Alex is now today, Alex still works in tech. He's still a team leader. But more importantly, he's no longer that distracted teenager who couldn't focus for 5 minutes. He teaches Ichigyo-Zammai to his team. And the change repeats. Average workers become exceptional. Stressed minds become clear. Scattered people become powerful. Alex isn't special. He didn't have genius IQ. He didn't have rich parents. He didn't have shortcuts. He learned one thing: how to aim his attention. Here's the truth most people never hear. Success doesn't come from having more time. It comes from using time better. It's not about more resources. It's about focusing on what you already have. It's not about being smarter. It's about being present. Because your life is built from moments. And if you're not inside your moments, you're not living, you're watching life pass. Ending: if this story helped you, consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. And remember, one thing, one mind, full attention. That's how the game changes. Be present. Walk your path. I'll see you in the next video.